Greetings, everybody. This is Pat at Dancing Moon Travel. And as if you were with us last week, you know that we have a bit of a different look going on while we're doing this series on Hawaii. And we're continuing our June travel theme about Hawaii. And tonight we're exploring the incredible island of Maui, which really offers an incredible contrast to where we were last week, just over on the island of Oahu. So this just kind of gives a really good overview of how very different the Hawaiian Islands are. And tonight, again, we welcome Carlos Banks, the Business Development Manager for our partner for Hawaii Travel, Pleasant Holidays, which greetings, how are you this evening, Carlos?
Fantastic.
Excellent. And you told us a little bit last week, but tell us a little bit about Pleasant Holidays and your history in the travel business. Just get us going here.
Well, Pleasant Holidays founded in Point Pleasant, New Jersey, along with Jersey Mike's, in 1959 when Hawaii became a state. And we started out doing charters from New York and like over to Hawaii. And it's mushroomed, and we are the largest, bar none, tour operator to Hawaii. No one even comes close to us. But myself, I've been in the business since 1974. And yeah, I helped.
You were a small boy.
Yeah, I helped create Cancun before Cancun, any hotel was even opened. And I worked for Mexicana Airlines for 20 years. Follow that, I went with Garuda Indonesia. And most recently, and that's been a long time ago, Malaysia Airlines, where I helped put an astronaut into the International Space Station. So that was in 2007. I've been with Pleasant since 2008. So that's 13 years in the company.
Wow.
And so I have my degree in travel tourism management, my minor in airline management, and won many awards around the world for what I've done, some international awards and some more local. So legally, my name is the Honorable Carlos Banks, which I really don't use, but that's a different thing. So I'm very, very proud of working in the travel tourism business.
Wow. But in addition to all of that, Carlos, you are also kind of the resident trivia guru. Do you have any trivia to get us out of the gate tonight about Maui that you'd like to share?
Well, first of all, I wish I knew the Hawaiian alphabet, because I might have passed kindergarten, because it only has 12 letters in the alphabet.
And they're all vowels, aren't they?
Yeah, there are vowels. There's the A-E-I-O-U, and then the rest are consonants. And that's it. So I might have passed kindergarten. So now the Hawaiian language really is almost the same as the Marquesan language in French Polynesia, and Marquesa has the written language slightly before the Hawaiians, and so it was the Europeans who made it, and then it went back to Europe, and then the Europeans then went over to Hawaii and created the Hawaiian language, as it is used and written today. So that's a little bit of history about the Hawaiian language itself.
Cool.
So let's go into what we do. First of all, we're found throughout the world. So not just Hawaii, but we are the biggest company in the Hawaii. We're also the biggest company in the world to Tahiti. And we're the biggest company in the world for several different things like sandals and beaches and in the Caribbean or whatever. So, the list can go on. And we won several awards. Last year during the pandemic, we won the award providing the best travel support to the travel agents, as voted on by the travel agents and that was during a pandemic. And we've been voted for 17 consecutive years as the best tour operator to Hawaii.
That is great. And Carlos, I have to just say kudos to you, because from personal experience, I can say that some of our trusted providers really fell on their face when it came to the pandemic. All of a sudden, we just could not get any support. It was hard. So kudos to Pleasant Holidays for being that provider that was chosen by the travel agent community. That's a big deal. Trust me.
Oh yeah. And we're going to Hawaii. Great place. Now it is totally open now. Contrary to what happened in the past, it is totally open. And we offer a lot of different hotels and resorts there. And we also have an exclusive block of space there. And we have over 900 activities. I heard it's up to almost about 1,000 activities to choose from in Hawaii. So to get to Hawaii, once you get the planning on it, you got to do a little planning on your own right now. So if you want to go to Oahu and Maui, as an example, make sure Oahu's last, because currently you need a COVID test to get into Hawaii, regardless of what island you're going to. And then if you're going to go to a second island, you need another COVID test, except going to Oahu. So if I go from hometown to Oahu, so that's Honolulu, Waikiki, and then I go over to Maui, and then I come back home, I'm going to need 2 tests, one to get into Hawaii and one to get into Maui. Now, if I did the same trip in reverse, hometown Maui, Oahu, hometown, there'll be only one for the entire trip. And so you got to plan the way you want to travel. Now, if you're going to Kauai, I suggest making that the #1 stop, the first stop. Because if you're going to Kauai and then you're going to go to another island, you have spent at least 72 hours on the other island before you go to Kauai and get another test. So there's 2 requirements. The other islands all require just another test. They don't have that 72-hour rule. So if you're going to Kauai and another island, make Kauai first. If you're going to any island and Oahu, make Oahu last.
And Carlos, I think I hear a lot of speculation, and at this point, it's really not much more than that. But based on just what's going on with everything that's unfolding and the increased rate of vaccinations and so forth, we're really hoping to see some of this ease up by sometime this summer, are we not?
Yes, there's the Hawaiian, the state of Hawaii has been talking about it. So only rumors right now. Do not go by what we're saying now, but they are trying to come up. If you have a COVID shot, there'll be no testing required. Again, that is not, if we see it, it's probably be July at the super earliest. Again, we have to check with Pat, your travel agent, to verify that, because that's only rumors, that's only talk. And I like to say talk is cheap. Let's see what the real rules are going to be.
Right now we have to go by these requirements, but hopefully if you plan to travel later in the fall or next winter, we'll get past a lot of this requirement, but it remains to be seen.
And realistically right now, Pat, as you can attest, almost all the cruise lines require a shot. Almost all the European countries opening up require a shot if you want to get in. So if you haven't gotten your shot, I suggest doing that. Otherwise, you're going to be here at home, and even to go to some other states, you might be required to have a shot.
You're basically grounded in a lot from a lot of travel plans. If you up to you whether you're vaccinated or not. Certainly, that's your. But just realize that the vaccination does give an open sesame to a lot of destinations and travel modes of travel and so forth right now, particularly with the cruise line. So just a word to the wise, up to you, of course, always your
And don't
personal
lose that.
decision.
And don't lose your little card.
That's right.
And
for
don't
sure.
laminate it either. Some people
No.
want to laminate it. If you need it, they do need to do something else, and you laminate it, you really hurt yourself. So don't laminate them.
Yeah, make a copy. If you want to laminate something, you can make a copy and laminate that. But the original, there may be booster shots down the line that you'll want to have recorded on that same card. So,
And what I suggest, even make a photograph of it and keep it on your cell phone.
yeah, hey, that's a great idea as well. And that would.
I also
that
would put your passport on it, a photocopy of your passport on your cell phone, in case your passport's ever taken away. You have a copy of that.
Exactly. And I actually have our vaccination cards in our passports, thinking that they're right there together. So
yeah, that's where mine's at.
Okay, we're ready.
Yeah.
So what do you got next for us?
Well,
Carlos,
we have 5 hotels that we have block space. So the hotel sold out. They can't sell our rooms. We own them. Not room 107, but so many ocean views, so many garden views, and so on down the line. Every one of these is a super special. You can't go online to beat the price. You can't go to any place else to beat our price. You can't even go to the hotel directly to beat our price. They're insanely inexpensive. So in Oahu, the Aston Waikiki Beach, not on the beach. It's across the street from the beach. It's an oceanfront hotel though. And if you buy a partial ocean view, we will guarantee you a full ocean view, no extra charge. and that's $365 every day of the year. All the other hotels, the Moana Surfrider over in Waikiki Beach, and in Maui, the Wailea Beach and the Sheraton Maui, as well as on the Big Island, the Sheraton Kona, they all have either breakfast every morning or a food or beverage credit or something like that. They also, all those last 4 hotels also have discounts at the spa and other amenities, like the 3rd and 4th stay for free at the Wailea Beach. Kids under 17 stay for free at the Sheraton Maui, and so on down the line. And a lot of the other tour operators or other places you can buy hotels, they won't offer that. And our savings are huge. I will meet or beat anybody. Wailea Beach, as an example, on a 1-week stay for a couple, departing on a Sunday and returning on a Sunday for 1 week. On average, it's over $500 less expensive than even Expedia, and up to $900 in 1 or 2 weeks. It's huge savings.
excellent. And that's one of the advantages when you work with travel advisors, and we work with these travel partners that we have relationships with. Frequently it comes with these special amenities and perks that you can't get them otherwise. You can't get them booking direct. It just doesn't happen. So anyway,
also our airfares. We have private airfares, so that can be hundreds of dollars less expensive than going online and doing it yourself. And in addition, they're refundable. Our contracted hotel, our contracted air is refundable. Well, most air is not refundable.
So that's just, those contracted air rates they're just nothing short of amazing.
Yeah. And we have concierge service at over 40 hotels. I'm going to say maybe by August or so, we could be in close to 70 hotels. So we're adding more and more every day. Like we just added the Hyatt Regency over in Waikiki. And I mean, I can't even keep up with it. But our concierge service, but in reality, you should have almost all your activities purchased before you leave, because it doesn't matter under normal conditions. And right now it's not normal. Under normal conditions, the biggest complaint I would get, and this is like end of April, early May, I usually would go when it's a quieter time. Oh, I got there and I I hear around the pool, and I can't get into the luau. It's already sold out. Well, some of the best luau's sell out 6 months in advance. And I can't get this, I can't get that. It's sold out. You know, if you're spending that much money, you want to make sure you have your ducks in a row before you get there.
Absolutely. We really try when we're putting a package together for our clients, we try to include all of the pieces, get their air, their transfers, their hotel, any car rentals, and activities all booked in one package, because then that you're locked in with that space, and they may not be traveling for another 9 months, but we don't have to worry about, is that going to be sold out?
And at the hotels where the concierge, we can also set up tea times for you and spa time for spa and so on down the line. Now, just a little word of warning about everything too. We haven't really spoke about. There are no car rentals this summer in Hawaii, and so we are through September, or starting in September, you can get car rentals. For Christmas, they are on request only at this time. That's how much they're sold out. If you want a luau, they're sold out almost the entire summer. You might find some in July and August. There are very few spots still open. And talking about luau's, there are two types of luau's, a traditional Hawaiian and a Polynesian. So if you want more traditional, make sure you're getting a traditional. If you want, and probably the best traditional is the old Lahaina in Maui. And that is literally a 6 months book it in advance situation.
Carlos, I kind of think that I tend to book for our clients. I think Maui has really the best luau's in Hawaii, and so that's where I tend to book that luau experience for our clients.
And the old Lahaina has an actual Hawaiian. They changed their thing to make sure that they are as Hawaiian can be. So that's the best traditional Hawaiian luau. But you know, if you try to book it today for even September 10-1, it's already sold out.
So
and then of course you have your lei. So when you arrive there in Hawaii, you have to arrive and receive a lei. And many hotels will also give you a lei, and sometimes they're not flowers or beads or whatever, or some nuts or whatever. And if I receive a lei at a hotel, I always, as I leave the hotel, wear the same lei as a point of respect.
Very good.
That's just a Hawaiian thing. And Hawaii is all over. It's the most isolated place, populated area in the world. And so we're going to be going to Maui today, which is just north of the Big Island, or the island of Hawaii. We'll throw a little bit of information about Molokai and Lanai and Koko or Louis. And so can't pronounce that one, but we can't go there anyway, so it doesn't matter. But as we learned last week, Honolulu was the biggest city in the world, over 1,500 miles wide. And then we go to the weather is great year round, but when you get into Maui, you can get snow during the wintertime sometimes up in in the mountains,
in the high elevations.
The high elevation. And you can get on another island, the Big Island, you can literally get a winter storm watch. So it's really fun to watch a winter storm watch on the Weather Channel, and it's 80 degrees at the hotel
while you're sitting on the beach. Yes.
Yeah. So we're going to be going around now. When you arrive in Maui to go to any of the major, the Kaanapali area or the Waialae area, it's roughly a 30-minute or 30 to 45-minute drive. And a car, to me, is a must here on this island. Not like the other last island we spoke about, where I would only rent it for a day, but here for sure. Some great nightlife in the area, but a lot less than what we had back in Honolulu.
And you know, Carlos, on the car rental here, Maui is one of those places that I frequently suggest an upgrade to a convertible for for our clients. I mean, why not? You're going to get the entire experience.
Oh yeah. But again, you know, a car to me is a must here. And Lahaina and Front Street, this is where the old whaling village is. And here in Lahaina is where we have the oldest school in the United States west of the Rocky Mountains.
Wow.
So that's here. And of course, we have the banyan tree that's been here for, you know, it's been here for, you know, like 150 years.
1870. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a huge tree. It's a huge tree. And then another area is the Kaanapali Beach in Whaler Village. And that's as we go further north, there's a big volcano between here and the airport. And so you have to drive around it. You cannot drive completely around it. The very northern route is off limits to rental cars. In fact, several roads that you're going to find in Maui are off limits to rental cars on purpose. And so,
interesting.
Yeah, so it's it's a scary road. It's a really scary road.
And this is a very popular area, this Kaanapali Beach area.
This is very popular. In fact, Maui as a whole is the most popular place to go to of us 48ers. So us people in the mainland USA, Maui is the most popular place to go. And some of the things to do here is going up country in Maui. Here we have some great lavender farm where, you know, they're growing lavender. And even once you get into the Haleakala's crater area, there's a flower here that's called the silver word. It is only grown here, only blooms once every 15 to 50 years. It blooms one time and that's it. And it's only basically in a 2,000, not even a 2,500 acre area. It blooms here and no place else in the world.
Wow.
Yeah,
you are truly the trivia master.
Well, it's, you know, it's an elevation of from about 6,700 feet up to about 9,800 feet elevation. And that's it. Whale watching. This is the best place to go whale watching. It's just incredible. That's from December to me personally, about mid-April is when they start leaving and going back up to Alaska or whatever. But this is the place to go whale watching. I would not buy a tour to go whale watching that has an extra charge to guarantee to see the whales. During this time, if the captain didn't see any whales, he should be fired because they're all over the place.
Okay.
And then we go to Haleakala National Park. Another thing here is people want to come up here to the sunset. I recommend taking a tour to get up here. Of course, you're leaving your hotel like about 3 in the morning or so. But if you want to do it on your own, you have to get a pass. The pass is, I can't remember if it was $1 or $1.50. I think it might be $1.50 now. So but if you had bad weather, if you left your pass at home or whatever, sorry, Charlie, you're not getting up to go see the crate. So that is through the national park system. And so if you want to do it on your own, make sure you get the pass and make sure you bring it with you. Even if you bought a pass, and you didn't bring it with you, you're not getting up the mountain.
It's this is one of those times when people say, well, I could go on my own, but this is just one of those times. Leave the driving to someone else. Be able to see what you're doing. Let somebody else worry about traffic situations and anything on the road. Just spring for the tour when you get if you want to do this, go with the tour.
Now, this is the largest dormant volcano in the world, and it does snow up here every once in a while. So when you're coming up here, you got to make sure you have dressed warmly. Even during the summertime, it's going to be a lot cooler here than down at sea level. Then the famous road to Hana. Now, if you have vertigo, do not take this road. It's a gorgeous road. It has a ton of curves and one-lane bridges, and be respectful. So if you're causing a traffic jam, pull over and let everybody let the parade go by you, and then go further on down. Under this day and age, if you're driving it by yourself, I would get an app. It'll tell you exactly what's going on. So it tells you a little bit about the history of Hawaii and this and that and everything. But they'll say, okay, down here, about a half mile down the road, there'll be parking on the right side of the road. And if you like, and then there's a waterfall about a 5 mile, say about a 5-minute walk inside. Follow this trail, and you'll get you can go to a waterfall there, and you can go swimming there or whatever. So it gives you a complete thing. The app literally is like about $5 or $6, worth every penny. So that way you really get to enjoy the road to Hana.
Right, and otherwise you're just, you so easily just drive right past the best of the trip without even having any clue that it's even back there. So either take a tour or get the CD or the app. Do something so you don't miss the beauty.
Yeah, the CDs. A lot of the cars are not having CD players anymore.
Yeah,
so.
That's true.
And the app was, I find it was better.
Okay.
Now, what else here? Oh, I have another unwritten rule. I'm having a grand old time. At 4 o'clock, I don't care what the heck you're doing, you're driving out of this area. You do not want to be in this area when it's dark. And so I want to be in a main area, be it Hana or be it back in the main area of tourist area of Maui, where there are street lights and the like again, because this is a very scary road at night. So as well as it's beautiful and you're having a ball and a half, starting around 4 o'clock at the super latest, start getting the heck off that road.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You do not want to be stuck up there at night.
And we have all sorts of sand. So all depends on the beach you want. So we have red sand and black sand and everything else here. Even the Kaanapali area, there are some areas of black sand up there too. The Sheraton Maui literally is a black sand beach area, as an example. So we have several different locations with sand on it. Now, one of my favorite little hotels, and I'm not saying it's fancy or anything, is the Kaanapali Beach Hotel. This one here is they call themselves the most Hawaiian hotel in Hawaii. The staff has been there for umpteen years, and they have something about Hawaii, learning about Hawaii every single day, be it helping build a dugout canoe, and they even let you ride in the dugout canoe when they finish a dugout canoe and take some guests out for a little run around, or they even do weaving or whatever they're doing. There's always something to learn about Hawaii. So if you want to learn the culture of Hawaii, it's not a deluxe property by any stretch of the imagination, but it turned out to be one of my little favorite ones because I like to learn about the cultures of the area.
Yeah, it's surprisingly as Hawaii goes, as Maui goes, it's quite affordable in the overall scheme of pricing there. So great little property. I've booked it.
Yeah. And then of the true upscales, my favorite is the Fairmont.
Ah,
Yeah. So that was my
absolutely, me too.
favorite of it. But the Wailea Beach is a great property, which we have block space. And then you have a lot of them up in the Kaanapali beach area, like the Sheraton Maui, which we have. And I mean, there's a lot of great properties. You really can't. And if you want to also get a condo, a full kitchens and this and that, lots of places we offer here.
Yeah.
So private homes, we also have those too. So there's a lot of things that we can do here in Maui. But, you know, we've done that. Now, one trip you might do from Maui as an excursion, well, you have the swimming with the dolphins. There's a lot of diving ones. In fact, there's even one with, I forgot, it's snuba diving. It's snuba, where it's like it's scuba diving, but without, and you don't need a permit or anything. They put this helmet over your head. You don't need a professional, but you're getting the air from above. And so you just breathe normally and you have this helmet on you and you can be at the bottom of the ocean and enjoying life. But there's all the air is coming from above, not from a tank.
You kind of get the diving experience without having to go through all of that certification. And so that's a cool thing. And it's growing in popularity.
Yeah. But one of the islands really close by, it's kind of neat, is Lanai. And this is owned by Larry Ellison of Oracle. 98% of it is owned by him. And this is 2% is owned by the state of Hawaii. At one time, this is where most of your pineapples came from. In fact, at one time, 75% of the world's pineapples were grown in Lanai.
Wow.
There's only 2 hotels there of any size. They're both under the Four Seasons brand. One's a regular Four Seasons hotel, which is on the beach, and the other is inland, and that's now a wellness hotel. So it operates totally different as under the, but it's operated by Four Seasons. And so one of the neat things,
well off the beaten track.
Oh yeah, there's only three roads on Lanai too. Paved roads. But one neat place here is the Garden of the Gods. It has incredible rock formations. So that's, something. And there's also Shipwreck Beach over there and the like. Another one not usually associated with Maui as a together, but not that far away, is Molokai. And Molokai has the highest sea cliffs in the world, over 3,000 feet tall. It's a very rainy area. The most rain, though, in the world is usually considered is Kauai. But this is where, in Molokai, this is where they had the leopard or Hansen's disease colonies with Father Damien and like. You need permission from the National Park Service to get in there and then fly in. It's only accessible by airplane now, and you must be on a tour. So basically, that's the only way you'll be able to see that part of the island. There are no traffic lights on that island either. So this is, again, where the Luau, they believe, came from. And our last little island is Kaanapali. That's right next to Maui, but it's off limits. This was a bombing range for the Air Force and the Navy, and they're trying to clean it up. It's now owned by the state of Hawaii. And when doing things in 1981, if I remember correctly, they made it a national register of historic places because they found 544 archaeological sites on that one little island.
The island that we were bombing.
So future plans are to open the island when all the bombs are found and taken care of. That could be literally several years from now. So that's what the plan is for that island, which is visible from Maui. So that's another little fun fact
So
thing.
you heard it here, folks. You can add it to your bucket list now and tell us to let you know when it becomes available.
Now, next week, are we doing the Big Island next week, or is that cool?
We're doing Big Island next week. Yes.
Well, in Big Island, I have so much fun next week. Oh my gosh, you can't miss it. Like something about height in the mountain. I can't remember that. And then there's 2 crops grown there, no place else in the United States.
What are they?
You got to find out.
Oh, okay.
You got to come.
Well,
You got to
okay, come
find
back
out
next week, folks, and Carlos will enlighten us on what 2 crops are grown only on the Big Island.
And then
I'm intrigued.
And then also we have the different climates. You're going to find out how many climates we have there. In fact, almost every climate in the world is found on the Big Island.
It's an incredible place.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss next week, folks.
Yeah. So that's the one we have for next week. So again, this Carlos Banks with Pleasant Holidays, leaving you there with a little tease. And again, if you ever need anything, don't forget, go to your travel agent, Pat. And I mean, they don't charge anything more, and they go out and go out and give you the best service. If there was a problem, and that was shown during the pandemic, if it wasn't for travel agents, those who went through travel agents fared pretty well. Those who did not go through the travel agents, they went through, they're still trying to fix up that mess. And travel agents are worth their weight in gold and then some. It's incredible. They are totally, to me, undervalued what they really do.
Well, thank you, Carlos. And that goes the same for our travel partners like Pleasant Holidays, because you guys really, you're there for us, and we couldn't put together the packages that we can without the resources that you guys give us. So it's a partnership, and folks, we can't do it without you. So our clients are our mainstay for all of us. Thank you again, Carlos.
So mahalo and aloha.
Okay, and folks, one last thing. Today's word of the day, if you want to be entered in that drawing, is Pleasant Maui. M-A-U-I is Maui. Pleasant Maui. Just enter that in the comments section, and we'll get you in our drawing. Thanks, everybody, and see you next week.
And